Allah is my heart's speech, your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of your program, Ask Huda, where you get the chance to ask your questions about any aspect of Islam, whether it pertains to Sharia, fiqh and ahkam, rulings, or beliefs, aqeedah and iman, and even aspects of spirituality and matters of the unseen. With me, I have our Shaykh, Dr. Muhammad Salah, with us to answer your questions, and together we will serve you and provide you with all those things that you want to know about. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Salim. Jazakallahu khairan, and happy Ramadan.
Wa iyaakum, and inshallah we benefit from the rest of Ramadan, and the last 10 days are approaching very quickly. And remember, the line to call for your questions is, as ever, 00202 38 555 248 or 249. Or you can email the show at ask@huda.tv, where we will take your questions off air and then process them accordingly and make sure we present them to the Shaykh. And without further ado, here's an example of one of those very questions right now. Shaykh, a brother called Abdul Rahman, he didn't give me his location. He asks about the ruling on tattoos. What is the ruling, Shaykh?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wal aqibatu lil muttaqeen. Wa la udwana illa ala al-zalimin. والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأولين والآخرين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Before answering the question pertaining tattoos, I would like to remind myself and my dear beloved viewers with the upcoming great event, the approach of the last 1/3 of the great month of Ramadan, the last 10 days and nights. The last 10 nights of Ramadan are the greatest 10 nights of the year. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as he was reported, whenever the last 10 nights would enter, he would awaken his family and he would make his entire night alive. Ahya laylahu. He would make it alive through the recitation of the Quran and the prayers and the dua and the dhikr. وَشَدَّ مِئْزَرَهُ. This is a metaphor which means, and he would fasten his waist belt. Normally we see laborers fasten their waist belt if they're about to lift a heavy weight, yes, or do a heavy labor. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam would exert a great deal of ibadah and effort from the first night of Ramadan. But that effort would be doubled and tripled, especially in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. There remains for us a very important question, which is, as why? Why the last 10 nights of Ramadan are very special? Because in one of them, there is one night which, if any servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happened to be standing in prayer or dhikr or dua or recitation of the Quran, this night will count for him as better than the worship which is done through 1,000 months, more than 83 consecutive years. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most merciful. The lifespan of the members of the Ummah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ranges between the 60s and the 70s. Very few people would make it to 90 and 100. So there is not really much time to exert in ibadah and compete with regards to drawing nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're doing much of good deeds. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed this beloved ummah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with one night every year during the month of Ramadan. Whosoever happens to worship Allah during this night, this worship will be not mere equivalent to 1,000 months of ibadah, but khayrun min alfi shahr, better and superior to the ibadah which is done over 83 consecutive years or even more.
Allahu
Because
Akbar.
Allah is the most generous. So let's be generous to ourselves. Let's pick up the offer that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us and not to take it for granted. Which night is it? I have seen many countries and many Islamic centers and many cultures, they celebrate a particular night by doubling the amount of the food and by passing sweet and so on. I attended once when I was young one of those celebrations, and I regret it until today. I was about 20, 21, I was still a college student, and I really regretted it. Why? Because we ate to our fill, and we could not even pray Taraweeh because we were so full.
Subhanallah.
So people do the opposite exactly of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from them on this night. Instead, it's just a regular night, a regular day with regards to our food consumption. The real commemoration and celebration is through the ibadah, the contemplation, the khushu' and the dua, and shedding tears with sincerity, begging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be amongst those whom He will release from the fire of hell. During the last 10 nights, if your name is listed amongst al-utaqa min al-nar, plural of atiq, one whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would announce as free from fire, you will never enter it. Then you are the luckiest person on earth. So brothers and sisters, the last 10 nights will begin on Monday evening. That is the night of Tuesday, and that is the night of the 21st of Ramadan. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to enter i'tikaf in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, where he would avoid having any intimate relationship with his spouses, would avoid having any worldly activities, and he would remain in the masjid 24/7 until the night of the Eid. So if you are in the masjid all the time for the last 10 days and nights, then certainly you will witness Laylatul Qadr, the night of the power, the night of the decree. Many people ask me and ask other shuyukh, when is it? When was it? Last year, next year, as there are some emails being circulated right now, somebody is trying to follow it over the previous several years, and he estimated on that day, on that night, on that date. I say, I don't even need to look at it. I know that it is one of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. It will begin on Monday evening, and it's only 10 nights, and maybe 9 nights. So why waste such opportunity? Anyway, I was praying Taraweeh from the beginning of Ramadan. One more thing I will do is pray Tahajjud and spend the night no sleep. Just make dua, make istighfar. Aisha, the mother of the believers, may Allah be pleased with her, asked the Prophet ﷺ when he informed them about the glory of Laylatul Qadr. She said, Ya Rasulullah, have you seen if it is Laylatul Qadr? And we figured out it is Laylatul Qadr. Which dua do you recommend most to be invoked and recited on that night? So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, O Aisha, say, Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. What a beautiful dua. The greatest gift is to be pardoned. The greatest gift is to receive salvation on the Day of Judgment. فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةَ فَقَدْ فَازَ وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. The truly successful one, brothers and sisters, is one who will receive salvation on the Day of Judgment, will be eligible for Allah's mercy, who will make it to heaven. This is our opportunity, and it only comes once every year, and there is no guarantee whatsoever that we're going to live to witness next Ramadan. So please make sure that you do not waste this opportunity. Those who have an access to perform Umrah, please go ahead. Those who have an access to do i'tikaf, even partially, by staying in the masjid once you enter at sunset until you pray Taraweeh, then Tahajjud, you pray Fajr, then if you have to go to work or rest for a little bit, then go to work. But the i'tikaf will be only the part or the time which you spend in the masjid. If you remain in i'tikaf, you should not leave the masjid unless if it is necessary, such as if you have to buy food, pick up a food, escort your wife, or visit a physician for your physical. But if you're in i'tikaf, you don't even go out to visit a sick person, nor follow a funeral, because you are in a great ibadah, which is i'tikaf. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, brothers and sisters, and dive deep in Allah's mercy, and be showered by the tranquility which will descend upon us during the last 10 days and nights of Ramadan. This is a wonderful opportunity. May Allah the Almighty bless you all and us and grant us to witness the blessed night of Laylatul Qadr. Ameen.
Ameen.
Now, with regards to the tattoo,
Yes.
I begin by saying it is haram and it is a major sin. I would quote the proof after we take the next 2 phone calls.
Inshallah, we'll do that. Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh. Yes, we have Brother Muhammad on the line from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Muhammad. Please ask your question.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Thank you for waiting, Muhammad.
Jazakallah khair for giving me this opportunity. And my question is regarding zakat. I have opened an account years back, and I am depositing my salary into this account. And at the same time, I'm also withdrawing money for my expenses, for my family issues. Alhamdulillah, I have, up to now, I have some savings in these 3 years. I have some savings in this account, like say more than 6,000 something. So I want to know how I have to pay zakat from this account, from the money I have earned. Okay, and I hope you have got my question.
Yes, yeah, we got that question. Jazakallah khairan, Brother Muhammad. Yes.
And I have another question.
Yes.
After the last salam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, assalamu
Yes.
alaikum wa rahmatullah, in the salah, after finishing, I hear some people saying Allahu Akbar. Is this something from the Sunnah or is it not?
Okay, well, I got that. So yes, so the two questions are as one, he's the salary, he has an account, his salary goes into the bank account, and obviously there's regular withdrawals. So the brother's asking, one, how to keep track of his zakat, and also regarding the salam after saying Allahu Akbar. But before we answer that, we'll go into Sister Wafat in Egypt. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sister.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Sheikh, for all your advices and your answers. And please, I have 2 questions. The first one, what is the minimum level of Islamic knowledge which the average Muslim must know? I mean, those who don't have the chance to study academic studies or don't have the access to internet to search.
Okay.
The second question, what are the etiquette of asking a question to a scholar or to a sheikh? Because it's very shocking to hear someone calls the sheikh with his bare name without a title. That's all. Jazakumullah khair.
Wa iyaakum. Barakallahu feek. Inshallah. So yes, so basically yes. So going to Sister Wafafat's question. 2 questions are the minimum level of Islamic knowledge required by every Muslim, and also asking what is the adab, what is the correct manner of asking questions to a shaykh, which is very pertinent because that's exactly what we do on this show. So yes, Shaykh. So we were discussing the issue of the tattoos.
Ibn Mas'ud, may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said, لَعَنَ اللَّهُ النَّامِصَةَ وَالْمُتَنَمِّصَةَ وَالْوَاشِمَةَ وَالْمُسْتَوْشِمَةَ وَالْوَاصِلَةَ وَالْمُسْتَوْصِلَةَ وَالْمُتَفَلِّجَاتِ لِلْحُسْنِ الْمُغَيِّرَاتِ لِخَلْقِ اللَّهِ. In this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ curses those who alter the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by making modification in their bodies that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not create in them, such as plucking the eyebrows or filing the teeth to make gaps between them for beauty, and also tattoo, and wearing a wig or connecting the hair with an artificial or a natural hair of another. These are all acts which are accursed by the Prophet ﷺ, which also means that they are cursed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So yes, tattoo is totally prohibited.
Right, barakallahu feekum, Shaykh. And regarding Brother Muhammad's question regarding he has an account which his salary gets paid into. Obviously, he spends from that. What is the best way he can keep track of his zakat that he has to owe?
What I do myself is, on the day where the zakat is due, I go to the bank, I get a statement of the balance, all what I have. In addition to, if I have some cash at hand or at home, or a loan that I lend to somebody, I add all of that together. Others, if you have any investment, you add it as well, and you pay the zakat on the total sum, 2.5%. There will be some cash coming or a salary in a few days. Don't calculate it, don't count it, not until it reaches in your account. If it reaches past the due date, then it is within the next cycle. It is due the next cycle, the next year. But before that, you don't owe any zakat on it. Wallahu a'lam.
Barakallahu feekum, Shaykh. And the Brother Muhammad also mentioned about people saying Allahu Akbar after the salam. I haven't come across this.
We'll hear many innovations, sort of fabrications, cultural traditions, such as that some people after making the taslim, they have to shake hands and say haraman, jam'an, even though it's a good wish, but it's not a part of the prayer, nor was it prescribed by the Prophet ﷺ. And if you object to somebody, say, well, this is a good wish. I wish the person to my right and to my left to pray in the haram. Okay, and guess what? Sometimes whenever we're in the haram, people do the same. So we're already in the haram, you wish them to pray where else?
Yes, of course.
Why? Because it is not befitting, because the Prophet ﷺ did not do it. Similarly, some people will make khatm salah, and after that they want to make dua, so they fall in prostration.
Yes.
Because they heard that the Prophet ﷺ said, أَقْرَبُ مَا يَكُونُ الْعَبْدُ مِنْ رَبِّهِ وَهُوَ سَاجِدٌ. Sujood is the closest position to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they initiate an independent sujood. That's not a part of the salah. It's neither sujood al-tilawa, nor sujood al-sahw, nor sujood al-shukr. They're just making a sujood to make dua. This is an innovation as well.
Right.
Some people will be shocked. Wow, you're making everything an innovation. Astaghfirullah. I'm not the one who's making innovations. As a matter of fact, the one who's practicing that practice is the one who's making the innovation. And alhamdulillah, Islam is unlike any other religion. Everything is documented. You present a proof or a document, then it's not only that you're right and we have to follow it as well. But if you fail to present a proof, that means this is not a part of the deen. Making takbir after the salah on regular basis, after every salah in a loud voice, we have to know based on what? Did the Prophet ﷺ say so? No, he only instructed us to make khitam al-salah by saying Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar 33 times each, and seal it by La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika.
I'm just wondering if the brother is referring to the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, which is to say Allahu Akbar, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. But I suppose if it's not this and it's something else, and this is something completely different. Wallahu a'lam.
Okay, I would like to comment on that. If he's just making Allahu Akbar, one takbir is different than making khitam al-salah.
That's right. Barakallahu feek. Yes, we have two brothers from Nigeria on the phone. First of all, we'll speak to Brother Abu Bakr. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Abu Bakr. Jazakallah khairan for waiting, and please present your question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Yeah, my question is close. If I cannot read Quran, the Arabic text, and you can read transliteration, do you have the same reward as reading the Quran? And secondly, if you can read the transliteration and you memorize it and you use it to pray, is it okay? Do you have the same reward?
Okay, Abu Bakr, we'll answer you inshallah immediately.
Okay, Jazakallah khairan, Brother Abu Bakr. Yes, the brother's asking about, should you read from the Arabic and make a pronunciation with that, or should you read from the transliteration which may be into English or another language?
The good news I'd like to share always with the non-Arab, that the Prophet ﷺ says, that وَالَّذِي يَقْرَأُ الْقُرْآنَ وَتَتَعْتَعُ فِيهِ وَهُوَ عَلَيْهِ شَاقٌ لَهُ أَجْران. One who recites the Qur'an and he stutters while he's learning how to read the Qur'an, it's hard for him, he receives double the reward of a person who recites fluently, because he is making an effort. It's not his mother tongue. The brother is asking pertaining reading from the transliteration, reading the Arabic but in Latin letters. It's a very good mean, but guess what? It is not complete. Why? There are certain Arabic letters that do not exist in English, nor in most other languages, that if you do not know how to pronounce them and their articulation points, then you will never be able to pronounce them properly, such as the letter Ha and Kha. If you look at all the Latin letters, there's no Ha. That's why people say Muhammad. And they say Khalid, while it is Muhammad and Khalid. So those letters, it would be written KH, for instance, for the Kha, and H for the Ha. So you'll end up memorizing wrongly.
Yes,
you will not read properly. While the easiest way is to spend some time, it would not take much. And I gave examples before. It would not take much to learn how to read. Remember, learning how to read the Arabic alphabet is different than learning Arabic. Because learning Arabic is an endless process, even for me, for those who are born Arab. I'm talking about learning just how to read or pronounce the letters. Is a very, very simple process, and I promise, if you're sincere, in 1 month you can get it down.
Barakallahu feekum, Sheikh. We have Brother Abdul Malik on the line, also from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Abdul Malik.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Wait,
Good afternoon, Ya Sheikh.
yes, brother. Brother, just before you carry on with your question, could you please turn your TV volume off or go to another room, please? Otherwise, there'll be confusion in our question and our answering.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yes, Jazakallah khair.
Yes.
Yes, please present
Please,
your question.
I just want to ask a question about my wife. She's not feeling too well, and now she has gone for Umrah.
Right. Yes.
She's at the Umrah now to perform her Umrah in the Saudi. So I just want to confirm how is she going to repay the needy? She's supposed to be feeding the needy, right?
Right.
So how is she going to do it? Because she has not started from the 1st of Ramadan. Till date, she has not started. So how is she going to pay back the ones that she has not given out? And how is she going to do it going forward? Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Wa alaikum
assalam.
assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay. Yes. We have Sister Hilal from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Alaikum salam. Hello, Sheikh. I have a question regarding zakat.
Yeah.
It goes like this. I have property like land. Someone is phone like coconut like that. But it's worth like 35,000 riyals. So in this case, do I need to pay zakat? But from this land, we can benefit every 3 months. But the crops every 3 months we can take from this. So do I need to pay the zakat for this land?
So is your question?
Someone only phone for me.
Okay. You have a
Hello?
property that is planted coconut?
Yes.
Okay. And the harvest is collected quarterly or every 3 months or so?
Every 3 months we can collect. Okay, Sheikh. And also my second question.
And what do you do with the harvest normally?
Harvest, we will sell it.
You sell it?
Yes.
Okay.
Then my second question is, here in Saudi Arabia, we are allowed to take loan from the bank, like 50,000, 60,000 riyals, like that. So they are giving us time 4 years to pay. So from that, they already take like percent. Then, but they are telling, the bank are telling, this is not riba, like that. So can we take this loan? And for example, we will send our brother or parents for Hajj.
When you pay back, do you have to pay any extra amount more than the 50,000, the original loan?
Yeah, for 4 years. They are telling service charge or anything like that. But they are explaining to us, we are telling we are Muslim. Actually, I am from Philippines. Then they are telling, I will use this money to bring my brother coming for Hajj. So they are telling, no problem. But I think there is extra money, like for 3% like that, when I calculate the money. So
they already put a percentage, 3%.
Yeah, like that, 3%.
Okay.
So we are not allowed to take, or we are allowed to take this?
No, no, you're not allowed to take such loan because that's a loan accompanied with an interest that you have to pay back in addition to an interest, whether the interest rate was a lot or a little. That's called riba. And it doesn't make any sense to borrow with riba in order to make it easy for somebody else to perform Hajj. Because Allah the Almighty is good and He only accepts that which is good. So never mind about taking the loan which is a riba-based loan.
Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh, for that comprehensive answer. We have a sister Saima from Saudi Arabia also on the line. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sir, can you please confirm me first if Laylatul Qadr is starting from tomorrow evening or tonight?
Okay. Once again, no one can ever tell you when is it or when will it take place. Rather, we say that the last 10 nights, the last 1/3 of Ramadan, the last 10 nights of Ramadan will begin tomorrow evening, inshaAllah Azza Jal. Tomorrow evening, Monday evening, is the evening of the 21st day, the night that precedes the 21st day. In Islam, the night precedes the day. So when we say tonight is the 21st, that means tomorrow morning in the calendar is the 21st. So tonight is the night of the 20th. The night of the 20th. Tomorrow, inshaAllah, is the night of the 21st of Ramadan. So we start looking for it and seeking its blessing beginning from the first night of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. The ahadith indicated that mainly we should seek it in the odd nights, the 21st, the 23rd, the 25th, the 27th, and the 29th. Well, there are some other ahadith which is talking about counting from the end of the month, so which makes it may be also in the even number, not in the odd, because if we seek it in the odd from the end, we don't know whether the end is even or odd.
Yes.
So that means your best shot is to make your best effort throughout the last 10 nights without distinguishing between an odd or even, in order to make sure that, alhamdulillah, you witnessed Laylatul Qadr.
Subhanallah, Jazakallah khair. We have Brother Hamza on the line, also from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Hamza.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you, Shaykh?
Great, alhamdulillah, wa shukrullah. Thank you for asking.
So pray for us all, Hidayat, inshallah.
May Allah guide all of us to His straight path.
Ameen.
I have 3 questions.
Yes, brother, go ahead.
When I am going to my tahfiz, they taught me that during the salah and tashahhud, we can, or while praying sunnat mawqada, we can recite at-tahiyatu lillah till ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu and do salam. Is there any authentic proof about this?
Okay, got that question?
Okay,
yes.
And while the muazzin, who is fasting, when he gives the maghrib azan, should he first break his fast and give the azan, or while giving, first give the azan and then break his fast?
Do you call adhan?
Yes? No, sir.
Do you call adhan yourself?
Inshallah, I'll do, inshallah.
Okay. I know how it feels when you call adhan and everybody's eating around you. Okay. Next question.
And the third question is that the mucus which is in the nose and the throat, we should spit it out or not? If we should spit it out, then what should we do while in salah? If salah is in between the salah while fasting, it comes in the mouth, how can we spit, or we should just swallow it?
Okay.
Yes, we got that question. Jazakallah khair. Inshallah, we'll answer these questions and more, inshallah, after the break. Alhamdulillah, it's gone by very quickly as usual. So, inshallah, please stay tuned, and we'll be back straight after the break to answer your questions here at Ask Huda. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The Philosophy of Islamic Law, a program for restoring belief and trust within Muslims' mind and heart, and for re-establishing a true concept about Islamic rules for others.
Covering manners in Islam that a Muslim is supposed to have in Islam.
There is a strong link between having good manners and piety. And then he said, I guarantee a dwelling in the highest rank of Jannah for the one who perfects his manner. That indeed, truthfulness leads to piety, to righteousness. And righteousness and piety leads to Jannah.
The Prophet ﷺ used to always maintain family ties.
Gentleness in Islam means to treat people with kindness and with tenderness.
Back to the Prophet. Join Sheikh Amar in the program Back to the Prophet, wherein he teaches us practical lessons from the Prophet's life and how this can help us to overcome our challenges in the present.
We talk about the life example of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, seeking guidance for ourselves. In the early days after the revelation of the Holy Quran, the Muslims were greatly persecuted, so much so that quite a few Muslims had to leave Arabia and migrate to Africa to live among Ahl Kitab, Christian people who followed the gospel of Christ.
Back to the Prophet in Ramadan on Huda TV.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back to Ask Huda. We were discussing, Sheikh, before the break. Sister Wafat from Egypt rang. She was asking, what is the minimum level of Islamic knowledge a Muslim must have?
Excuse me. One is required to acquire the knowledge which will enable him to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala properly. And with regards to the halal and haram, the minimum requirement of knowledge varies from some people to others. In a sense, if you have a merchant who is in the market, who is trading, selling and buying, then he is required to learn about the zakah, while another person who is poor and he has no access to money and he does not pay zakah anyway, for such person I would not ask him to learn the zakah on cattle.
Yes.
Because it doesn't concern him.
Sure.
But
sure.
Every person is required to learn how to pray and how to rectify any shortcoming or forgetfulness that happens in the prayer. So this knowledge is very essential. Some people, when they go for Hajj, for instance, they pay thousands of dollars. They've taken vacations, they've been saving for years. They go to perform Hajj, they focus mostly on the package. So where am I staying? 5 stars, 4 stars. Lunch and dinner, or breakfast, lunch and dinner. And do we have a doctor with us on board or not? And by the end, they know zero about Hajj.
Subhanallah.
It is mandatory upon a person who is going for Hajj to learn how to perform Hajj. Person who is going to perform Umrah is required. Because you see people arriving to Jeddah airport and say, where am I supposed to make ihram? It's passed already.
Allah.
And now you're required to offer a penalty or a fidya for a wajib that you waived. So the amount of knowledge which is required for every person is what is sufficient for him to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala properly. How many people we have seen that if he forgets anything in the prayer, he says, the prayer is invalid. Let me start over. And so on. Why?
Yes.
Because he does not spare 20 minutes to learn about ahkam sujood sahw.
Yes.
So he thinks, I would rather make it all from the beginning.
So this is a false economy. So instead of spending that time learning, he can actually save his time.
A lot of people would come after Hajj and say, and would buy the vouchers or offer sacrifice, a fidya, 5, 6, 7 heads of sheep. Why? What violation did you do? Well, I don't know, but just in case, I may have done something wrong. Well, it doesn't work this way. Not because you've got the cash that you can buy the ibadah.
Yes.
So you're required to learn. So whether rich or poor, there is an amount of knowledge. I'm required to learn how to recite the Quran properly. I don't have to know about the different dialects, but I'm required to learn that I must have tahara when I'm reading the Quran. And there are certain verses which I should be aware of their meanings. So that I would say that is the basic Islamic amount of knowledge and that would produce the basic Muslim. When a daughter, when a woman has a daughter, she's already 11. By now she should inform her daughter and teach her about the menses and the tahara. Same thing, whenever somebody who has a son who's reaching or approaching the age of puberty, you gotta tell your son or daughter about the signs of puberty, experiencing wet dreams and what it means and what it requires. So in every field there is an amount of knowledge which is a basic requirement. Without, you cannot worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala properly. A boy who experiences a wet dream, or a girl, and they don't know, they went and they took a shower and they changed, they can share this with their colleagues or their peer in the school, but they would not talk about it with their parents because it's something sexual.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, some audience, some viewers, I just read a feedback email saying that you're not supposed to discuss these issues on air.
Allahu Akbar.
And you're not supposed to open the eyes. He thinks that he's living in the cave and everybody's living in a cave. People nowadays know more than what you can imagine.
Yes.
There's something
yes.
called internet. And the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught women how to clean up after the menses, and the deen dealt with even the sexual positions were discussed.
Subhanallah.
What's halal and what's haram, what's lawful and what's unlawful, as long as it is discussed in a proper way, not
Indeed,
an explicit
yes.
way. So now, every stage and every era has its own requirement. So when my son or daughter is approaching this age, I'm supposed to inform them about the tahara. Because if the boy or the girl experience, for instance, a wet dream, and they went ahead and they took the regular morning shower, is this a tahara which left the major impurity? No. They've taken a shower. But that's missing the most important component, which is an-niyyah. I'm taking a ghusl, not a shower. The ghusl in order to lift or remove the major impurity. Yep. When a couple have an intimate relationship and they shower and they step out, that's not a ghusl. It's got to be preceded by an intention. This ghusl is in order to lift the major impurity. Many couple, before getting married, they consult me or they consult the shaykh. Shaykh, we're getting married, what are we supposed to do? There is an amount of knowledge which is required. What's halal and what's haram, what to do, what to say, what not to say, all of that. So for every person, according to what are they and their need right now, there is a basic amount of knowledge which is a must. But for every Muslim, they must know what we call it al-ma'lumu min ad-din bil-darura, such as our belief. The meaning of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. The meaning of Surah Al-Fatiha from beginning to end. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. So I should not be seeking help of other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. Why do we have plenty of ignorant people who go to peer or go to dead people and beg them and seek their help? Because they were not informed. They grew up in an area or somewhere where they have seen their parents literally bound down and prostrating to an idol. To a grave. And they told them, this is the man. This is the man or this is a woman who's going to take care of all of your needs. And I'm not making up stories. I'm not exaggerating even. This is a fact, and we have seen that. So there is an amount of knowledge pertaining to Aqidah. Everybody must know. Whether the unity of worship, the lordship, the unity of worship, or briefly concerning al-asma wa sifat, that no one has any of the traits of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Briefly, وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٌ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ.
Barakallahu feekum. That was a very good question from Sister Wafat from Egypt. We have two other callers on the line. We have Brother Ahmed from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum, Ahmed.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, brother.
You just mentioned that about the idols and all. And they say, when I talk to them about that, they say that there is in the Quran and the Sunnah that they can justify what they are doing. So can you go in detail about that? And my second question is, and they say that I'm just doing this in order to get close to Allah. So can you go in detail about this? I'm a little confused about this.
Sure. So basically, the idea of using these beers as a tawassul, as a means of getting near to Allah. You have another question, brother?
No, that's it.
That's it, Jazakallah khair. Yeah, Sheikh. So, and also there's Sister Thamina on the line from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, Sister,
First,
please.
I want to thank Sheikh Salah and all other people at Huda TV. Thank you so much for your guidance.
Jazakumullah
May Allah
khair.
reward you with Jannatul Firdaus.
Ameen. And you
And
too.
my question is, in case I have the opportunity to spend the last 10 days of Ramadan in masjid, itikaf, can I call my husband each day to greet him? And if I finish on the 29th day of Ramadan, can I make my hair and do henna so that in the each day may I look attractive when meeting my husband?
Okay.
That's all my questions.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, Sister Khadija from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum, Sister.
A woman in her period cannot touch the complete Quran. So when I want to take it, is it okay to remove one page and then read from it?
I didn't get the question.
Yes, sorry, Sister, could you repeat that question again, please?
I said a woman in her period cannot touch the full Quran. Right?
Okay.
So if I remove one page, is it okay?
Oh, okay. I don't know how did he get this idea, but no, absolutely not. Let me repeat the question. She's saying that a woman in her menses is not allowed to touch the entire Quran. So if she removes or tears one page of the Quran, that would not be called the entire Quran. No. This is totally false. Even if it is only one page of the Quran by itself, you're not allowed to touch it. By bare hands in a state of the menses, or a man during the state of janaba. Any person is in a state of impurity is not allowed to touch the Quran with bare hands. It's not about whether the full book is the Quran or missing a part or it's just small parts. Even if there's one para or one page or one chapter or the small ones which they make it for Yasin, Tabarak, etc. As long as it contains Quran, no. But a book of tafsir which contains the writing of the Mufassirin in addition to the verses, that's not called Quran. Rather it's called Kitab al-Tafsir, the book of tafsir, or the book of hadith, or any book which contains Quranic verses. We don't call it Quran, even though it contains Quran. So this is how it is. And touching the Quran is totally prohibited, whether a whole or a part of it, if any person is in a state of impurity. Wallahu a'lam.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. We have Brother Neelam on the line from Jordan. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Neelam.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair.
Sheikh, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
When are you coming to Jordan, Sheikh?
When am I coming to Jordan?
Yes.
When you invite me.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Sheikh, I have just one question.
Sure.
Will we be able to see Allah Almighty on the day of judgment?
Guaranteed.
Some scholars say that we will be able to see only a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Guaranteed that we will get to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. That the Prophet ﷺ said in a very, very clear, straightforward hadith, that do you guys have any problem seeing the sun in midday? Or the moon on a full moon night? They said no. He said similarly, by the one in whose hand is my soul, that you will get to see your Lord on the day of judgment as clear as you see the sun in midday. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us this honor of seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment.
Ameen. Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. There was another question that Sister
The Quran, by the way, says لَهُمْ مَا يَشَاءُونَ فِيهَا وَلَدَيْنَا مَزِيدٌ. The dwellers of heaven, they get whatever they desire in it. Then there is extra. That extra, whenever it's mentioned with regards to the word of the dwellers of heaven, the Mufassirin say that it refers to seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there are several hadith in this regard. After Ahlul Jannah would settle in paradise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would ask them if they needed anything else. They said, after all, you blessed us, you saved us, you honored us, you admitted us to heaven. Is there anything greater than that? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remove the hijab, the barrier, the screen, and He will appear by Himself to them. And that is the greatest reward that Ahlul Jannah will get even greater than entering Al-Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us this honor. Ameen.
Ameen, ameen. There's Brother Abdul Latif from Saudi Arabia on the line. Assalamu alaikum, Abdul Latif.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Yes, brother. What is your question, please?
Yeah, my question is about the payment of zakat.
Yes?
Yeah, I want to ask, is the zakat based on the amount of money somebody is earning over the years, or maybe on the amount saved?
So could you just repeat that question again, please? So money, is it the money saved over the amount of years, or?
Yeah, I'm asking, is the zakat based on the amount of money saved over the years, or amount of income you are earning, maybe monthly incomes or...
Okay.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's clear. So either money saved or monthly or monthly income.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, yes, we have Sister Lubna from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum assalam. I have one question. If there's a sick person who lives in America, but she is Pakistani, and she can't fast, so she has to pay fidya, right?
Right, yep.
So does she pay it on the amount in America, or can she pay it in Pakistan?
Okay, so sister cannot fast; she has to pay fidya. So the question is, does she pay it in the land in which she resides, which is America, or abroad? Right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Right. Got that. All right. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair, sister. And we have another sister from Saudi Arabia, Sister Fatima, on the line. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, sister.
My question is it good to exchange gold for gold?
If it is the same amount and in the same sitting, hand by hand, it is permissible.
Yes. Okay. So the question regarding...
Again, what do you have?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Jazakallah khair. Excellent. Jazakallah khair. Yes, so...
Some people take their jewelry to a jewel in order to trade their old fashion for a new fashion.
Yes.
And they pay extra, even though the weight is the same. That's called riba. The extra amount is riba. But this is gold, Sheikh. This is old and this is new, Sheikh. I understand. But the value of gold is the same. If we're talking about 18 karat and 18 karat, or 24 and 24. Your best bet is to come out of this confusion, because the merchant, in most cases, does not really care. He cares about making a profit, or he would not just give you the new for the old without making any profit. So what you do is, you sell your old gold, you collect the cash, and you make a new purchase. You buy the new with whatever price that you guys agree to.
Alhamdulillah, this seems to be very much the best way, and Allah knows best. You might be able to make more money that way as well. We have Brother Ahmed from Nigeria on the line. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes,
Wa alaikum assalam. Wa alaikum assalam, Ahmed.
May Allah continue to bless you for the work you are doing.
Ameen. Thank you so much.
Yes, brother. What is your question?
Yeah, I don't have a question.
Okay, Jazakallah khair, mashallah.
Thank
nice
you,
dua.
Ahmed, for calling.
What we have is that we are receiving Huda TV on Nightsat in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's a multi-choice which is more popular. It's used virtually by every sect and every religion in Nigeria. It would be good if we can receive Huda TV from a multi-choice.
Okay, so maybe having Huda TV to help deal with the different religions in Nigeria. Jazakallah khair, brother. Keep making dua for us. And we have Sister Noura on the line from Sudan. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. I have a question. My mother is, I'm a Muslim, of course, alhamdulillah. My mother, however, my brother, my entire siblings, they're not really practicing Muslim. My mother, for a fact, she does drink and she doesn't pray. I do dua for her that she returns back or start praying and, do not drink and things like that. But till now, she's still continuing. She doesn't want to listen, but I continue to dua. My mother raised me single-handedly as a single parent ever since she was young. My father left us. Now, I've grown up and I would like to bring her for a family vacation just to show my thankfulness to her. But my husband actually thinks that she's a bad influence to my children and does not want me to bring her along. So I'm not sure what to do and how do I go about this, because I'm quite confused. Although my mom's that way, but she has raised us and she has a very good heart. I hope that you can shed some light on this, Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair.
Really, Sister Noor, I would love to answer your name, but we went over time, so perhaps tomorrow, inshallah, we'll begin by answering Sister Noora and all the backlog, inshallah.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Yes, brothers and sisters, don't worry, we've noted down your questions. We're going to, inshallah, deal with them over the next few days. And it's come very quickly to the end of the show. So just to remind the brothers and sisters that you can keep on asking your questions at ask@huda.tv. And please, we've received, mashallah, very beautiful words of support and dua for us. And inshallah, if you want to do even more than that, then you can support this program as well as any other program on Huda TV by emailing us at support@huda.tv. Please also visit our website, which has been newly designed. It's got some fresh new features. You can visit that at www.huda.tv. And all that leaves us for us to end with the dua of the Kafaratul Majlis, that we forget that Allah forgives our sins, which is Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Till tomorrow, same time, same place, Ask Huda, where you get to ask your questions. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
If my love is attached to thee, then from sins I will be free. Each time my heart will beat, your name will resound with heat. Allah is my heart's speech, your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass